Alright, so today, new sort of video, kind of. I keep saying that all the time. This is a UFC video, so it's sort of on the same strain, flow, whatever you want to call it. I'm a little notebook. I want to do, I know some of this news will be late, but I want to do sort of a kind of UFC sort of talk video. Today is March the 23rd, Tuesday, March the 23rd. On the 27th, Saturday, Fight Night, UFC 260, so I will hopefully expect a video sometime towards the end of the week on my official predictions of the fight. Without further ado, I want to get into what I'm actually talking about. These are just some of the some things that I've written down just about UFC, some news, and just my opinions on it. So first off, we have Khabib retiring. I would like to share my feelings on that. So Khabib is Khabib. 29-0. That's just in mixed martial arts. Like, that's ridiculous. That's insane. He'll probably go down as one of the greatest of all time fighter. Definitely like one of the GOATs of lightweight. That being said, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. I'm not a fan of Khabib because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I watch UFC to get entertained. I don't know. I find him kind of boring. I feel like he always wants to take the fights to the ground, and I like fights where it's just a back and forth. I cannot remember the name of one of the fighters' names. Something Mendez. Can't remember, but it was Maki Patoli. Something. It was one of the preliminary fights on the main card of UFC 258. That fight, I call those kind of fights tennis matches because it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to be honest and say I haven't watched every single one of Khabib's fights. I've only seen a lot of his highlights and all that. I just feel like from what I've seen, it's a lot of taking fights to the ground, always shooting for the double leg, and hey, it worked for him, 29-0. But I just feel like it's not the back and forth tennis match. It's like, with Khabib, it's never, like, competitive. It's pretty much never. I mean, the Conor fight did end in the 4th round and all. I just like that, kind of that back and forth. I don't know. But I want to get to what I was really saying is I feel like he was holding up the division. I know, controversial, but he was. Khabib was holding up the division. They called him the Eagle. Say you had the top 15 contenders on the ground, thinking, yeah, I can make it. I can make it to the top, blah, blah, blah. They see the shadow of the eagle, They see the shadow of the eagle and they remember, oh yeah, that's right. Eagle, Khabib, in the sky, like he's the champion. There's no way. Dustin wouldn't have won. Conor wouldn't have won. Iaquinta was apparently kind of close. I'm not too sure. I've seen a bit of that fight. Justin, yeah, no. Rafael dos Anjos, he was close. I mean, there's a video, I was doing some scrolling on RDA's Instagram, and he was doing some like close-ups of, apparently there's a point where Rafael has Khabib on the ground, and his Khabib almost does the tap, and then apparently in the caption Rafael says that he slipped his rib or something, I don't know, and Khabib got out of it or what. I don't know how that fight ended. I just feel like now we can breathe. We can breathe. He's out. He's out, and I feel like it's going to be interesting. We are going to get to, I think it's the next one. Yeah, I think that's actually a perfect little segue into my next point, Michael Chandler and Charles Oliveira. All right, so that being said, Michael Chandler and Charles Oliveira. So you have Oliveira with he's the number 3 guy. Okay, let's see if I remember this. Charles Oliveira's number 3. And I want to say Michael Chandler's number 4 or 5. Anyways, the fight that's, I don't know. I know that Chael Sonnen has like a different opinion on this, but like, because he thinks that Chandler Oliveira was the fight to make. I disagree. I feel like the Chandler Gaethje fight, like since right after, he KO'd Dan Hooker, Chandler was saying that, oh, I want Gaethje, I want Gaethje. give the freaking guy Gaethje. I don't understand why. I can't remember, and I might make myself look stupid, but let me just look it up here as I'm talking. Like, I'm pretty sure that Michael Chandler has a wrestling background. I'm pretty sure he does. And, you know, you've got, you know, Mr. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Charles Oliveira. I just thought that, you know, the Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler fight was the fight. Here we go, Michael Chandler was the fight to make. Yeah, NCAA Division I wrestling. So yes, he does have a wrestling background. I don't know. I feel like that was the fight to make. First of all, they went with the number 3 guy and the number 5 guy. Wait, is Michael Chandler number 5? He's number 4 in the UFC lightweight rankings, and Gaethje is number 2. So, yeah, he's number 2 in the UFC lightweight rankings. So, yeah, NCAA Division I wrestling. So they're both NCAA, Division I wrestling. So I don't know why they went with that. It's going to be an interesting fight. It's going to be a main event. We're going to have a new winner out of it. I would love to see Oliveira. I'm an Oliveira fan. I like the guy. Fights like this are kind of frustrating for the fans or kind of, nail-biting tense for the fans because, Chandler and Oliveira are lovable guys. You can get behind them. You can be like, yes, this is my guy. This is him. Woohoo! And then, you kind of forget, like, if say they're in the same division, you can get behind Michael Chandler and be like, yeah, that was sweet against Dan Hooker. And then you can be like, Oliveira, that was just such a great armbar, that you got Tony Ferguson in. And then, like, you kind of forget about the fact there's a possibility that one day Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira might fight. And then you love both of those guys, and then boom, news comes out, UFC 262, lightweight title fight, and you're like, oh no, I love both these guys, and you don't want to see, the guys you love, you don't want to see them lose, the girls, the guys you love, because I know there's women MMA too. You want to see these guys get hurt? You love these guys, you care about these guys and girls, you don't want to see them get hurt. So, I don't know, it's going to be frustrating, but I do want Charles Oliveira to win. I'm a fan of, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and all that, and I want to see it being used. I think it'll be an interest, I'll never forget, Conor McGregor said, styles make fights. I know a lot of other people have said that, but Conor's my guy, so I'm sticking to it. Anyways, yeah, styles make fights, and I think, Charles Oliveira, isn't he like a black belt or something? 3rd degree black belt. That being said, I'm going to get into the next point. We'll talk about it later. It's so far out that it'll be kind of a waste of time to talk about it now, even though it did. Islam Makhachev. That's point number 3. I don't like the guy because he's Khabib number 2, and he went from being number 14 in the lightweight rankings to number 11 after the Drew Dauber fight, which was really good, by the way. But, it was good in, like, how he, like, kind of choked him sort of with his shoulder. I don't like Islam Makhachev. I don't, because he's a Khabib number 2. It's the wrestling, it's how he's constantly shooting for the takedown, double leg. He was constantly shooting. Don't like that. Like I said, I want that tennis match. Like, I know this could be controversial, but this is my opinion. I'm going to stick with it for now, until my opinion gets changed. That being said, I want to see some more variety. I want to see these guys, go back and forth, not just being dominant. I like it to be competitive. That was the problem with Khabib, is that when you put him in the ring with someone, it's not competitive. Like, it's a one-sided fight, pretty much. I mean, I know that the Ally Quinta fight went to decision, judge's decision, but, like, still, you want it to be, I don't know, you guys know what I'm saying, but I think that Islam Makhachev, someone's got to stop the guy. Someone has got to stop the guy before he becomes a top 5. Now, I know that in the last few years, he's been sort of like one fight a year, 8 to 12 months, one fight every 8 to, somewhere in that range. So that's why he hasn't catapulted up the ranks. I know our man Rafael dos Anjos. I know he was making comments about stopping the hype train and all that. I don't know. Islam Makhachev needs to be stopped. Enough said. Oh, yeah, this one. Otman Azater. Now, controversial dude. He's like, what, 13-0? 13-0? Something like that? I'll look him up. But he you may have remembered, if you're really into UFC, you will have heard about this. He is the guy who, he's on a 13-fight win streak, and he hasn't lost. He is the guy that, he got booted out of the UFC because he snuck someone in to hit, like, the past COVID protocols and all that. I want to see that guy come back. He's 31. And I know a lot of these guys go to, like, cap, 40 and all that. But, he really needs, if he's going to pop off, like, he has a fight 2014, 2014, 2015, 2015, 2015, 2015, 2016, 2016, 2017, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. Like, he's kind of slow. He's kind of slow on the uptake, right? And I know he got kicked out of the UFC, came back. I feel like he has the potential to be an issue. I honestly do. I feel like he has... Actually, he was the co-main event for his last fight, which was Watterson versus Hill. He was the co-main event, and he beat up Kama Worthy, so, in the first round. So, Kama Worthy's, like, old. He's, like, 35 or something like that. So, he's old in this sport. But that being said, I want to see Otman Azir. He's got great Azater. Sorry, Otman Azater. I might not even be pronouncing that correctly, but he's got great potential, and I want to see the guy do well. I want to see him, I want to see him be more active, and I feel like he could, anywhere between, like, ranking number 11 and number 15. I feel like the UFC should give him a fight, Paul Felder. Let's just look up, for the sake of this, weight rankings. So we got Islam Makhachev. So this is from order from 11 to 12. Islam Makhachev, Diego Ferreira, Kevin Lee, Al Iaquinta, and Gregor Gillespie. Honestly, give him someone just... Did I? Yeah, sorry, Paul Felder's number 10. But, give him Paul Felder from anywhere from 10 to 15. I feel like Otman Azater, I feel like it would be a good fight. Let's see an Otman Azater versus, let's just start, Gregor Gillespie. How about that? Let's see that. Put it on a main card or something. I don't even care if it's co-main. I don't care. But I want to see this guy fight because he is getting older, and I want to see... I think he could be interesting. He's from Morocco by way of Cologne, Germany. But anyways, there's not a lot out on the guy. I want to see the guy be successful. I really do. I want to see him be successful, and I hope he gets his act together and starts fighting soon. And just, yeah. Al Iaquinta, he's the next point. Where the heck is this guy? I don't think he's fought since, like, October 5th, 2019. I want to see the guy come back. I mean, he is starting to get up there in, he'll be turning 34 this year. Oh, he lost to Dan Hooker. So yeah, he's on a 2-fight loss streak. I want to see him come back. Basically, when I'm just I want to see Otman Azater and Al Iaquinta. I mean, that would be an interesting fight, now that I say it out loud. Otman Azater versus Al Iaquinta. You could get the number 14 guy and some unranked guy. It'd be a great, it'd be good. It looks good on paper. It looks good on paper. Al Iaquinta and Otman Azater. It's a comeback fight for Al, and it's it brings some. It's a main event. It doesn't even have to be on a main event. It could be a co-main or one of the prelim fights. When an unranked guy fights a ranked guy, it brings some notoriety, as we all know, right? Because we all started hearing about Drew Dauber after the little Islam Makhachev incident. Well, not incident, but you know what I'm saying. Ferguson versus Dariush. I think that's UFC 261 or something. Neil Dariush is number 9, and Tony Ferguson is number 5. Let's go. Tony time, baby. I love Tony Ferguson. He is a hard worker. I don't know anything about Beneil Dariush and his, I think that's how you say it, and his work ethic. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure he has an amazing work ethic. I just don't know anything about it, and I want to see Tony Ferguson. He's on a 2-fight win streak, and previous to that he had a 12-fight win streak. So he's on a 2-fight loss streak. Before that, he was on a 12-fight win streak. Yeah, I said that right. 2-fight, yeah. You know what I mean. I want to see him do really well. I want to see him just have a good fight, and I want to see him finish someone. Like, again, like I know he does, but I want to see him. I want to see Tony Ferguson. You know, I do. I'm a fan of Tony. Tony time. So let's do it. Jamie Mullarkey. The only reason I bring him up, is because I'm Australian. I'm like 50% Australian. My dad from the land of Oz, land down under, and I want to see somebody, you know, that I can get behind. You know, a young guy that I can get behind. I believe he is 26. He doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, so I really want to see Jamie Mullarkey. He's fought 2 other fights in the UFC. Gonna be honest, I think he lost both. He fought, interesting thing, he fought Alexander Volkanovski in one of those like Invicta FC, I think is what it's called. But Jamie Mullarkey's 26. He is the first fight on the main card. I really want to see the guy fight. I want to see him just beat Kama Worthy. I don't care how he beats him, but I want to see some guy grow up the ranks and get really good. He's a lightweight. Lightweight's my favorite division. I never saw... Why I say this is because George St. Pierre is Canadian, and I never saw George St. Pierre, you know, ever, right? I only heard about him a couple of years after the Bisping fight, so like in 2019, I think, somewhere like that. I really want to see a young fighter get good, climb up the ranks, and, you know, somewhere from a country that I can really, you know, if he's Canadian or Hungarian, because my mom's half Hungarian. I want to see a Canadian, Hungarian, or Australian, one of the 3 or something like that. I just want to see something that I can really, really get behind and you can follow throughout the career. You know, there's people in the UFC who are older, who are like Canadian, but they're not good. Not good at all. And I want to see someone that can be like, yeah, I followed that guy throughout his entire career, right? I feel like if this does not go well for him, if Kama Worthy just ends the guy, I honestly feel like he will probably get cut from the UFC. I found it very interesting. I'm looking at the UFC 260 fight card. So he's fighting this Saturday. I'm looking at the fight card. Him, Jamie Mullarkey, and Kama Worthy are the first fight on I am excited about it. They're the first fight on the main card. Then it goes Sean O'Malley versus Thomas Almeida, and then Tyron Woodley versus Vicente Luke, something like that, and then Stipe Miocic versus Francis Ngannou. I'm honestly super excited about the Jamie Mullarkey and Kama Worthy fight. I think that's worth the $60 right there. Well, you also got Sean O'Malley. That's the Sugar Show. Tyron Woodley. This is, you know, I'm not going to talk about this until the next video I do. If this does not go well for Tyron Woodley, he'll probably get cut from the UFC. He's a former champion, so I don't know. Drew Dauber. It is not the end for that guy. I will tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen. I think he will be fighting probably. He's got a great work ethic, that guy. Drew Dauber, yeah, he's been in the UFC since 2013. I think he's on the Ultimate Fighter. Yeah. Before losing to Islam Makhachev, he was on a 3-fight win streak. He fought Marco Polo Reyes, Nasrat Haqparast, who is going to be a star in the next couple of years. He's, what, 25? Yeah, we'll talk about him later. Alexander Hernandez, and he's a young guy too. He's 28, and I think he'll be also probably a star as well. He fought those guys, and they were all, so from the order of what I first said, TKO, KO, and TKO. That's good, and a lot of the other wins are KOs and TKOs and stuff like that. So honestly, I want to see the guy. I really want to see him become successful, and I want to see him have an awesome comeback. you know, the fighters that I've mentioned, you know, Drew Dauber, Jamie Malarkey, Ottman Asatir, these guys they're great to me, at least. I really want to see them become stars. I want to see them at one point in their career just become ranked. I think Drew Dauber, he'll probably fight, if all goes well, he'll probably fight like three more times this year. He turns 33 October 19th, this coming October. So, yeah, man, I honestly think that he has great potential. Yeah, I think that if he pulls it together and he really just, you know, hones in on his skill, I think that he could at least be a ranked. Will he ever be a world champion? Time will tell. Here's the fight to make. I've already said Ottman Asatir and Ally Quinta. Okay, here we go. I'm the matchmaker now. Drew Dauber versus Ottman Asatir, and then the winner of that fights Ally Quinta. I'm gonna finish the video on that note. There you go. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It was just kind of a loose video. I want to do these ones every now and then. Maybe once every couple weeks, twice a month, something like that. I really like making UFC videos. I finally found a sport that I can fully get behind. Maybe I'll do a video on why I love UFC, or I'll incorporate it into another video. Sorry, I'm just looking at Drew Dauber's record. Close that. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Stick around in the next couple days, subscribe, and then in the next couple days you'll see that I have uploaded my UFC 260 fight predictions. Anyways, I'm gonna stop taking up more of your time. Peace out.